I think chief constables have an awful lot of influence over the culture that goes on in their forces. But they've got to realise, and I think the majority of them do, that their behaviour influences people's behaviour. And that incident in Merseyside hopefully will set a precedence for, maybe some of the other decisions.
In a brief reference to Batari's box there.
A little bit, maybe.
Your, my attitude and my behaviour affects your attitude and your behaviour.
What they do and their behaviour and their actions really do impact the people below. If they are somebody, for example, if you're somebody as a chief constable that's very, open, very welcoming, well, guess what? Your leaders underneath are going to be exactly the same, because they're going to be looking, well, the person that's in charge is like that, so I'm going to be like that. However, if you're a chief constable that is closed, doesn't want to hear the kind of the feedback, well, guess what? Your leaders probably aren't going to want the feedback either. And then that creates the culture further down. And then that's where the disconnect comes. In the advert, he actually says, along the lines of, I apologise to him if I've got this horribly wrong. I don't think I have, but along the lines of, if you're somebody that's stats based, and you want to start looking at the stats all the time, then you're probably not for us. And I thought to myself, wow, that's powerful. And it's right though, and that's the culture that he's created in his force. And in my opinion, messages like that are really powerful, because there are too many forces out there that are bothered about the stats. What can I do to make myself and my force look better than others? That's ultimately what it's about. And that shouldn't be the case.
Yeah.
It should be about, what am I doing to make my staff the best versions of themselves? And that's what Andy Profit's all about. Can you lead in the right way? And can you make the people beneath you better versions of themselves? That is what leadership's all about. That's just making people become robots, because that's making the force look better in a certain way. And that's not what policing needs.